Hey guys, I'm Ozia and welcome back to another episode. Last episode we did power for factorization and smelting with factorization with the smelter heater, or furnace heater I should say, the battery, the lead wire, the steam turbine and the water boiler, and of course the mirrors. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look into the ore processing with inside factorization with the Lacerator, the Slag Furnace, and the Crystallizer. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be making the Lacerator, which is actually essentially three parts of the diamond blades, the socket, and a motor. So the motor you made last time. The socket's pretty easy. It's just two iron bars and a slab. It's pretty simple. Put that to the side. And then a motor, of course, it uses a battery, which you essentially can reuse again. Just put that to the side. And essentially what you do with the socket is you place it. I think I can place it. Just want to put it in the right place. I'll put a cobblestone first. Place it down. And it should be directional. So you should be able to place it on a wall. Yes, you can. So the lacerator that we're making right now, you can essentially face it in a certain direction depending on how you want things set up. But for now, I'm just going to set it up like that. Okay, and then what you want to do with the motor that you just made, you want to right click the socket. As you can see, the motor fits into the socket as sockets should work. And now we're going to make the diamond cutting edge, and for that you're going to need to make diamond shards. Now diamond shards are pretty easy to make, except for the need of 9 diamonds in a diamond block, some TNT, and just set that off, and kaboom. And that's how you get diamond shards, pretty easy. And I think you get about 18, yep. So once you've got your diamond shards, you need to make a weighted pressure plate. So it's just 2 pieces of iron, chuck it in the middle, and then put the diamond shards on the outside. So it's somewhat expensive. You do get 10, so you can make 2 of these and you'd have 2 of these left over. And you get a diamond cutting head. And what you want to do is just want to right click on machine as well. Notice how once it's all completed and it's got a function, the lead wire will come out and touch it. And well, I'm just going to just step up here for a second. So when you put a block on top, have we got power? Should have power to that. Why are you not turning? Let's check the voltmeter. 124. You should be turning. Oh, I know why. This thing requires a output at the bottom, such as the chest. What we're going to be doing now is this. Instead of using a chest, just going to use a hopper. As you can see now, it's got an output. It breaks blocks above it, puts in the hopper, and the hopper will do the rest. So essentially, you can manually put blocks up here. But if you want to do several blocks at all at a time, you need to make not that one, this one. You need to make a barrel, a factorization barrel, not a jabber barrel. The jabber barrel just gets broken. For the recipe for the oak barrel, it's just essentially oak and then a slab, like such, and like that. And now I should have grabbed some ore. So quickly run downstairs, grab some ore. I should have some more somewhere. In here? Yes, okay. So copper, that will do. Okay. Run back upstairs. Okay, now what you can do is you can chuck them into the barrel, and as you can see the barrel's not breaking but the ores are passing through. And we end up getting this dirty copper gravel. Now, there's 2 ways of processing this. Oh god, I hate having to say big words all the time. The first way is you can essentially smelt this as is. You can run it through a slag furnace, which is what we're going to make in a moment. And you can also wash it down. So let's just make the slag furnace first, because no, it's this one. So 2 furnaces and 6 cobblestone. Pretty easy. Now you can use the slag furnace with the furnace heater. So we're just going to chuck it on this side. And we're going to grab one of those copper one because we don't want to waste all of it. And we're going to chuck it into the slag furnace. As you can see, it says cooks across. I think if we check the recipe for this, smelting slag furnace, you've got a 20% chance of getting dirt and 10% of getting copper. So you've got about a 10% chance of getting an extra piece of copper, I think. There we go, one piece of copper. But there is a way to essentially get more out of it than just that. And that is by washing the copper. So basically what you want to do is you want to get a bucket of water, like such. I'm using a liquid crafter here, so just to make things faster. Okay, so you put one piece of copper in there. And as you can see, it automatically, sorry about that. So by placing a water bucket and the dirty gravel into a crafting recipe, it will turn into clean copper gravel. You can, however, fill up the other slots, like such, and get 8. We're just going to do one at a time at the moment. Each time you do this, the bucket has to get refilled. So that's why I'm using liquid crafter, because essentially as long as I can supply it with water, I don't have to keep on filling up the bucket. So it's going to go like that, and I should have had a redstone switch or a clock. Yes, I should have had a clock ready. I'll just do it with a lever. Okay. And that's made a couple, so 9. Let's go through a bit more. And 6 more. 1, 2, 4, 5. A little bit more extra. And 1 more. There we go. Now we've got 19. If we go into any eye on it, we can see that, yes, you can smelt it into copper to get 1. Put into the slag furnace, you've got 125% chance on both of getting a reduced copper chunk, which is equivalent to a piece of iron. So basically you've got I think 125 plus 125, and to combine it together you get about 150% chance of getting extras. I think 50% chance, 1 and 2 of getting an extra. Yeah, someone else can do the maths. Okay, there we go. And once again, you do it in the slag furnace. So if we just chuck a couple in there, they should go. We should get an extra 1, hopefully. So the extra ones turn up down here. Nope. Let's just chuck most. Actually, you're going to chuck all of them up there. So while that's doing that, we'll work on the next step of ore processing. Sorry. Which is the Crystallizer. Fairly easy to make. It's a cauldron, a string, and a stick. And essentially this one works just like the furnaces, can work right next to a furnace heater. It won't start heating up until you've actually put some kind of recipe into it. And for us to use it to for the ore processing, we're going to need to make 1 bottle of aqua regenera, which is sulfuric acid, blaze powder, and 1 fire charge. And what you want to do with that is just chuck it into the top part. And then you want to grab, oh there we go, there's an extra. Grab at least 6 pieces. You can do it with 1 piece, 5 pieces. You don't have to fill up every single square. But essentially you fill up both, all that. It does take a very long time. And by a long time, I mean it does take 20 minutes for each of these. Actually, no, for 20 minutes for all of these to be converted into a, where is it? A crystalline copper. But as you notice, you've got 120% chance there. So you've got a 20% chance per one of these of getting an extra crystalline copper. So even though this does take a long time, if you get 20 of these crystallizers, it will keep up with the Lacerator. But generally what I would suggest is just use the Slag Furnace with the washing, with the reduced copper, and make this like this. Avoid using the Crystallizer for now, unless you've got some kind of ore in there that's super rare and you definitely want to get the extra 20% possibility. And I will come back as soon as that is done. Okay, I'm back and I managed to get 6 crystal and copper out of that. And now what we want to do with this is just put it in a furnace, preferably one next to a furnace heater, and let that turn into copper. So that's essentially how you get almost, I would say, about 3 times ore processing with factorization. It's not as good as something like Rotorcraft or Mechanism, but it is certainly interesting with the whole spinning motors and all that. I find it pretty cool. I think that's about it for today, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. And until next time, guys.